All right, guys, let's go. Welcome in this new training. Today, we are going to cover how to close deals, how to close your first full-figure private chef event. It's going to be a really long ass training. This is going to be for the brave. So for those that are only willing to spend 10 minutes, you can just go away. For those that are willing to stay with me for at least a half an hour, then we are going to get started into the sauce right away. Just before we even start, I'd like to showcase something with you really briefly. Over the last 2 years, I've sold for more than $1.5 million for my own business and up to $35,000 in deal size. So obviously, me teaching you how to close, like a full-figure private chef event, like $1,000 a night or $2,000 a night, it's going to be a pretty simple thing. I am super confident and ultimately convicted that this is going to work. We are going to use my own experience as a private chef plus the millions of dollars that I collected as a consultant selling for all the company over the last 2 years, okay? We are going to combine being really good at what I was doing, which is being a private chef, plus becoming really good also at being a salesperson, all right? So we'll go through three-step mindset, sales call structure, delivery. And then if you stay to the end, I'll give you a little bit of a bonus to go over two specific things inside of the sales process overall. I want to give you a little bit of a disclaimer, guys. Sales is an entire universe. It's an entire, how to say, universe is the good word. Within a 30-minute or a 40-minute or even like a 2 hours training, this wouldn't be enough. So today, I am going to go straight to the point, and the more we're going to evolve, and the more you're going to evolve, the more money you're going to make, the more training I'll be given to you, okay? But you need to go through that training first, make a little bit of money, come back with questions, fail. So if you fail, guess what is going to happen? You're going to have questions. And with questions, questions are like problems. The more problems you bring, the more solutions I can give to you. But today, I'm not going to run a 6 hours fucking training on how to do sales when you just need a basic for half an hour, and then you're good to go. You're going to fail 10, 20, 30, 50 opportunities, and then you're going to want to get better, okay? Because guess what? If out of 10 calls, you only close one, well, you're making 10%, you're making 10 times less money than if you close 10 of them. Obviously, you would never close 10 of them, but if you can close 5 of them, you still make 5 times more money by becoming better at sales. All right, so let's get right into it. The first part is going to be mindset. I really want you to understand that, again, we're going to go briefly into it. The most successful people on earth, I'm not talking about like a private chef making 100 grand a month, 100 grand a year. I'm talking about like billionaires. Most of them started in sales. And if we are not talking about billionaires, we're just talking about most successful people financially, but also personally. They're all good salesperson. They know how to lead. They know how to convince. They know how to make people trust them, which is all about sales, okay? Leadership, influence, and trustworthiness. All of this starts from having an extremely high level mindset. And having an extremely high level mindset doesn't mean meditating every single day for an hour or hugging trees or waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Those things are good. I've spent years going around the high performing space, but there are other things that needs to be done prior to those things to increase, again, your conviction, your beliefs, your mindset, and your ability to be a leader. Okay, so 3 points in terms of mindset and what you need to develop before you're going to start taking calls and closing deals. The first thing is what I call Champions Day. Again, we're going to be really brief because I could give you 20 things to do on a daily basis, and then you're going to do nothing, and this is going to decrease your capacity instead of actually increasing it. So we're going to be super simple. First thing, exercise. Okay, I am not saying become a professional boxer. I am not telling you go to the gym 7 times a week and lift, as heavy as the biggest guy over there. I'm just telling you to stay in movement. Staying in movement can mean just go for a walk for 45 minutes on a daily basis, and that's enough. Okay, so first thing, stay in shape. You don't need to have a six-pack. I am just saying again, you need to make your body in movement at least 1 time a day. All right, it's the first thing. The second thing is take care of your health by eating properly. Eating properly, again, doesn't mean like eating vegetables all day. And it doesn't mean eating too much neither, okay? In my own opinion, the healthiest person are not people that are eating too much. Right now I'm eating a lot because I'm bulking, but that's another subject. But you should at least feed yourself enough to have energy, not too much to want to sleep every day, okay? So to be really brief with this, if you want to like, how to say this, a feedback, okay, suggestion, I wouldn't eat, if I wanted to. Right now I'm bulking, so I have to, but I wouldn't eat until like 12 to 2 p.m, okay? So you wake up early, before 7 a.m, and then you don't eat until 2 p.m, or you have fruits, okay? Fruits, maybe a little bit of protein, and coffee, okay? Coffee or tea, whatever, and water, okay? A lot of water, stay hydrated, all right? So exercise, eat healthy, not too much, fruits until 2 p.m, 1 meal maybe a day, 2 meals maximum. And the third one, and again, we're not going to go too deep after this, sleep well, all right? I had seasons where I will be high performing, training 4 to 5 hours a day because I'll be competing in boxing while working on my business 12 hours and sleeping 4, 5, maybe 6 hours maximum, and I'll outperform everybody else around me that will sleep 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. But we're all different, and for most people, myself included, 8 to 9 hours of sleep is what we need to perform at our higher level to be extremely productive, okay? So I will highly suggest you to make sure that you can set those 8 to 9 hours every single night to go to bed, and ideally going to bed before 11, all right? So you don't wake up at like 10 a.m. in the morning if you go to bed at, midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever, all right? So again, super simple. We could add 1,000 other things, but today we're just going with the basic. Get your body in movement, eat healthy and not too much, hydrate yourself, and sleep, okay? This is the basic, but this is the basic of like, this is what, I need to blow my nose, and I'm going to blow my nose a lot today because I'm sick, okay? I was saying these 3 things are like foundations for every athlete. Foundations for the most successful people on earth, okay? Don't listen to those people on Instagram that tell you that you can sleep at 2 a.m, don't go to the gym and eat crap and still be successful. Like, yes, it happens to some people, but ideally, in order for you to have a clear mind and a clear body, well, these are the things that you need to do, and so perform at a high level, all right? So, that's just turning down a little bit the light. That is the first step. The second step is what I call a pre-call warm-up, all right? Pre-call warm-up, again, we're not going to go into too much details, but is for like 60 seconds, no more than that, right before the call, okay? You're about to ring that person, you're about to getting inside of this Zoom meeting, okay? You're going to warm up for 60 seconds with beliefs that empower you, all right? Basic, okay? We're not going to go too deep, but a pre-call warm-up is a list of beliefs that empower you as a person, okay? Doesn't have to be too much. I will say 4 to 5, 6 maximum. And so when you come into that call, you're ready to kill people, all right? Kind of like quote unquote, right? You need to stay chill and everything, but you want to make sure that you come with the highest energy as possible, all right? Sounds good? Cool. The third one, it's called training. You can train in sales. Again, I'll be giving you really, really good names in the industry that are the top salesperson, the top sales trainer in the entire world that are giving hundreds of hours of content for free, okay? There's 2 guys that I invested tens of thousands of dollars into the mentorship, okay? Into the mentorship, into the masterminds. One, his name is Bill Walsh. Okay, you'll find him. You can ask me questions. I'll give him his social media. The other one is Josh Lyons. I personally worked with us 2-person. The third one, it's called Jeremy Miner. Never worked directly with Jeremy, but I've used his trainings a lot. Okay, there are many, many other people, but today, like these 3 people, if you study that thing for at least 100 hours, you're going to destroy everybody else in the industry. All right, so this is for sales. when it comes down to mindset training, I would do a list of 10 people that you actually really get inspired by. I've got two names in my head, which is David Goggins and Peterson. Okay, Donald Trump. Politic aside, by the way, just like the how he is as a leader. All right, not going to get into politics right now. Who else I'm thinking right now is really inspiring? Again, religion aside, Jesus Christ. If you go and study how Jesus Christ was leading his people, he's got really, really good way of leading people. Joe Dispenza, which is an amazing person that knows a lot about spirituality and meditation and health. And I mean, mind and body connection. All right. So I'll just give you a few like this, but like you should do some research, 10 people that are actually really influential and that you like studying. And, I'm thinking right now, Kobe Bryant, but I'm going to stop right now, right? Study them and start reading about them, okay? Listening about them. Listen podcast. When you go to the gym, instead of putting music, you listen Kobe, okay? And you should do this, I'll say, at least 1 hour a day, all right? At my peak, I was training 3 to 4 hours a day. Aside from like boxing, training, working, and everything, okay? 3 hours of training on a daily basis. And the last thing, aside from sales training, it's like review your calls. We'll do things like this also inside of the academy, but we've got a bunch of things that we need to work on. But we could just find a way how you record your calls and you bring those calls to me and we'll review them together. Okay, the same way that a basketball player will rewatch his match. Okay, or a boxing a fighter will also watch his match. You want to do the same thing. Okay, with your own calls. All right, but again, as I mentioned, like I don't want to get too deep for every single variant of this training. All right, hope everybody's with me. So this is for the mindset. This is the first part. In my opinion, this is the most important part. When we look at the most successful salespeople, they're not the most successful people because they've got this little framework or this specific words that they say. It's like they became so much of a person that who they are speak louder than what they say. This is an expression that we use in the industry. They became so much that person that they needed to become that who they are speak louder than what they say. However, and this is the reason why we're going to go into the step number 2. And this is also, I'm going to shut this guy out. Like Bill Walsh is really, really good at this, is that he teaches you to, even if you have not become that person yet, to have and to stick to a really specific framework, to be able to use specific words to have that level of influence and leadership. Not as much as if you already became that person, but that at least it helps you to close much more deals and make much more money and be able to provide and to produce those results for your clients. Okay, so let's get into it. Sales call structure. Again, we're going to be super surface level. Each phase of this, each point of this phase could be an entire training. And we could do, again, all the trainings on those same points every single day for an entire year. And we'll still have things to talk about and to learn. Okay? So, first point, which is going to be the beginning of the call. Okay? The way that I structure this, it's that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. These are the 5 phases of a sales call. Okay? Where does it start? When you're literally ringing, "Hey, Mr. Jacob," to the end, when you're collecting payment and sending contracts. All right? So, the first 60 seconds of the call should be a report. No more than 60 seconds. You can literally clean report within 30 seconds. And the only way to build report is, "Hey, name, how you doing today?" "I am doing great." "Okay, awesome. Where do you live, by the way?" Because you're not going to ask them where are they based, because technically you met those people in the street, right? So you know, quote unquote, where they're based. Where do you live, by the way? "Oh, I live here." "Okay, cool." If they don't ask you where you live, you don't tell them where you live. Nobody cares. If they do, if they're what we call socially calibrated, then you tell them. If they don't tell you, just don't say anything. "Okay, cool. I know that we have a limited amount of time. are you ready to start? Yes, I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. 99% of the time, they'll tell you yes. Okay, cool. As soon as we went out of this, well, just to frame the call a little bit, and again, I don't want to get too much in details, but like, okay, cool. Today, we are going to go over your situation and the reason why you want to organize this event. And if everything makes sense between what I've got going on at name of your company and what you're looking for your event, then we'll get into all the details about how we could actually make this event happen. That sounds good? Yes, it sounds good. Okay, cool. Let's get right into it. Okay, and then you're going to start with your opening question, which is going to open the discovery session. The discovery session should not last, especially in this industry for you guys, more than like 10 to 12 minutes. This is going to be an entire specific training about that today. We're not going to go over the questions that you're going to ask and why we're asking those questions. But technically, you just want to get to know more about that person and what is the logistic that it looks like and why they actually really want to organize this event and how they want to organize it, why they haven't organized an event before, and if they did, how did it work, to make sure that we can actually match everything when we are going to pitch them, okay? We want to have a maximum of information, so when it's the time to pitch our offer, we can say specific things, or not say specific things based on the information that they gave to us. Does that make sense to you? Amazing. So, the question that we'll ask for the disco is, okay, cool, Mr. James. So, based on the conversation that we had the other day, what makes you want to organize an event within the next few days or within the next few weeks? Super easy. Okay, super open question. They're going to give you a bunch of answers, a bunch of information, and based on this, we are going to go through the discovery. All right? Once we went through the discovery, and that we have enough information, we want to future pace a little bit. A future pace is what is that? We want to make people dream, okay? We've got enough information, so we know that they want to do what they want to do, why they want to do it. Well, now we want them to project themselves into the event already. With a simple question, based on the information that they give you. Okay, so based on what you mentioned, X, Y, and Z, I'd love to know a little bit more so I can even better prepare for that session, for that event. How would you see it happening? Like if you were to close your eyes for 10 seconds and imagine yourself over there, how would it look like? And there you can ask a couple of follow-up questions to make really the person really leave the moment and actually feel. We want to get people emotional at this point, okay? When we're there, we're going to get a little bit of a tie down as a transition. Okay, this transition between each step, rapport, discovery, future pace, pitch, and payment. But again, we're going to stay surface level for today. But when you go from future pace to pitch, we're just going to be okay, cool. So it sounds like I've got pretty much everything clear on my end, and it feels like everything you're looking for, we can actually do it. How do you feel? Like, do you actually want to organize this event? Yes, I want to. Okay, are you sure? Because I mean, at the end of the day, I rather prefer. I'll just okay. I wouldn't try to answer. I'll just like go. Okay, are you sure? All right, that's it. Okay, we just want to double tie down. Like, do you really want to organize this event? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. All right, cool. So as I mentioned to you, I've got all the information right now. I really feel like what we do aligns perfectly with what you're looking for. If you're open to it, and if you have a pen and a piece of paper, we can get into more details about how everything is going to work right now. Sounds good? Yes, sounds good. You wait for them to get a pen and a piece of paper, and then you go into your pitch, which is your offer. Okay? We've got the training covered with the offer. If you haven't watched this yet, go ahead and watch it. Okay? Give me some, send your offer to me so I can give you some feedback. We can review it. And then you know that now you've got a structure. Remember one thing, the better salespeople are people that know how to adjust, how to adapt, and how to improvise. So the offer structure that I give you, you're never going to read this word for word to that person. You're going to know this by heart. And then based on the information they give you, you're going to literally craft something on the call for them so they literally feel like everything you're presenting to them is unique to them, because this is how we actually produce premium services, okay? Completely tailored to that person based on the specific information that literally gave us on the spot. All right, it's going to take a little bit of practice, but you're going to make this successfully. So pitch shouldn't take longer than 5 to 7 minutes, again, in this industry, pretty much. And after this, you get a double tie down. Do you really feel like everything that we went over right now is what you're looking for? Yes. Why? What makes you feel more specifically in what I presented to you that this is what you're looking for? Or like this, I like this, I like that. Okay, sounds good. Well, then if all the boxes are checked for you right now, the next step is just to go through the investment, and you're good to get started. Or you're good to, we're just good to go and prepare myself for the event. Sounds good? Yes, sounds good. All right, awesome. And then you're going to go, again, we are going to create a specific training for payment and how to actually phrase that phase specifically. But what you're going to do is that you're going to phrase it in a way where it builds a little bit of urgency and a little bit of scarcity. Okay, so you actually make people buy on the call, or at least to put a refundable down payment. Okay, that's pretty much it. I just add a little bit of a detail right here. As soon as you collect the payment, send the agreement on the call, make them sign the agreement on the call, and then you can go and onboard them off the call after you actually collected the payment and send the agreement. It's a really important thing. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars by not sending agreement on the call, and this is something that is extremely important, okay? But the agreement, you send it only after you receive the payment. Why? Because this is a bunch of logistic, a bunch of lows logistic, and people, the more information you give to them, the more they actually want to think about things and read about things and have more information and take a little bit of a step back, okay? So we have agreements, and if they bring it up, we talk about it, but we stay really strong and confident and certain. Yes, we have an agreement. We'll just go over this after the payment. That's it. Okay? We'll go over all of this more in details and do specific trainings, guys. Step number 3, delivery. So you've had the right mindset, you wake up in your shoes, you had a really good night of sleep, you train, you eat healthy, you had a few calls today, you closed one deal, you signed the agreement, you got paid, you signed the agreement. It's time now to prepare for the delivery. You know that I'm not here to teach you how to cook. You guys will let me know if you want more trainings about cooking and how to prepare and everything. But I assume that I'm working with professionals that already have all this part figured out. If you need help, I'll be happy to do so. So, delivery. It's nothing that is going to be about cooking. The first thing is deliver right away. When I'm saying deliver right away is that as soon as you get off the call, you should have automations or not that send value to your customers. An email, super simple email. Hey, Mr. Name, I'll give you a template. Hey, Mr. Name, we just hop off the call. It was amazing to have this conversation with you. I am super excited to prepare this event. This is going to be an amazing night. I cannot wait to see you on X date. By the way, here is some of the last event that I organized, or some of the last testimonials from the last clients that I work with. I'm sure that you will love to see it. This is what is called delivering right away, okay? Keep the momentum, keep them high in energy, okay? They hop off the call, they think like it's over, they receive an email, it's you, they're keeping you in mind, and they're like, oh, this guy, he over delivers, all right? So it was 2-step in one. The third step will be to warm them up, especially more than likely when you're going to have people over the phone. Like the event won't be tomorrow. Okay, it's always going to be like, I'll say, a healthy 3 to 7 days minimum of time between. I will definitely find a way to create content and provide content to those people for the 3 to 7 days coming. Okay, again, it can be you posting on social media or sending them quick text messages, okay? Not check-ins of like, hey, how you doing? Like actual content. Recipes, past events, case studies, testimonials, day in the life of a chef. You literally preparing the event, going to the fresh market, walking them through what you're actually preparing for them. Okay, making them, in French we say, faire les saliver. It's like make them want to have you like tomorrow instead of like in a week from now. All right. This is a reason why in another training I mentioned to you that it's extremely important to document everything and to post everything on social media, because guess what? When you do this, well, you can literally document yourself preparing the event so you can actually make people warm up for it. Sounds good? All right. Next up, prepare. You know already how to do this. We're going to go really quick. You don't need me to help you on this. If you do, please let me know. We'll create specific trainings and like how you should actually prepare, both mentally but also professionally and like, you know, physically, in terms of like what you should actually do to come ready as fuck, forgive my French, to produce and over deliver. And then the last step is going to be you producing. And again, if you need really any special feedback or any tips on like how you should actually operate on the day of the event, please let me know, ask me questions, and I'll love to help you on this. Sounds good? So that's pretty much it, guys. I've respected the time pretty much. I wanted this to be 30 minutes. So we're just going over a few two bonuses, okay? So the first one is follow-ups. What is going to happen on the follow-ups? Well, not every person that you're going to talk to, that you're going to propose your services, are going to say yes on the call. And this is completely fine. Some people, even if you build this level of urgency and scarcity, still will need to think about it. Or some people, they wouldn't even need to think about it. They just know that right now they are not ready to buy, even if they think about it. So they don't even need to think about it. They might tell you that they'll need to think about it, and they might not even know that they're not ready to buy. But some people are really not ready to buy. Okay? And you have to accept this, and you have to be as smooth as possible not to create friction. Okay? It is extremely easy as soon as you asked people money to create friction. Okay? Over here, it's super smooth, super simple, chill. You can be like, dude, like sales fucking easy until that part. When you get there, this is when you get into the weeds. This is the moment that you need Bill Walsh, Josh Lyons, and Jeremy Miner. Okay? So don't freak out. People will need a follow-up, and this is completely fine. We'll help you with this. We'll let you know how you follow up properly. What are the templates that you use? How do you get back in touch with people? When they answer your messages, should you actually reply back or get them on the call? And how to properly sell to somebody a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. Because somebody that is not willing to buy today doesn't mean that he's not willing to buy tomorrow. Sounds good? All right. So that was the first bonus. The second one, and I am not going to get too specific. This is not my thing, and I don't want to claim to be that guy because I am not. Objections. Even if I'm not that guy though, I've trained with that guy and he helped me to make a ton of money and close a ton of deals, and he will also be super happy to help you to close a ton of deals. But technically, what is an objection? An objection is a concern. A concern is something that comes up right after you gave the price, okay? Right before you follow up. Because guess what? If somebody tells you that they're not ready to buy right now, some people are really not ready to buy right now, and then you need to follow up with them. But some other people are actually ready to buy. And they only have concerns that you need to address in order for them to help them to go from where they are to where they want to be. Okay? And the really first thing that I personally learned, not from Bill, not from it's from me, in order for you to really help people to cross that bridge at this specific time, right after you drop the price, and then they tell you they want to think about it, or it's too much money, or they need to think to, and need to talk to their partner. They don't trust you. They think this is a scam. They don't make decision on the spot. Okay, I'll give you like 5 or 6 right now, right? But there's a bunch of them. But like technically, it's either money, logistic, or fear. Okay, there's only 3 objections: money, logistic, or fear, and then smoke screens. I need to think about it. I need to speak to my wife. I need to talk to the birds, meditate. I don't make decision on the spot. All of this is what we call smoke screens. I'm not going to go too much in the weeds right now. This is not my thing. But they actually prevent the real objections. There are only 3: logistic, super easy. It's usually it's about time and money. Okay, so this is 90% of the time you're going to be able to handle this on the call if you do it properly. The other one is money, which is also pretty easy because you can always make it work with logistic. The last one, which is fear, it's a little bit harder to overcome, but again, it's possible when you're a really good leader, okay? So the overall thing here is that learn to be comfortable when somebody is going to tell you that they need to think about it, it's too much money, they need to think about it, they need to talk to their partner, or they're not ready to buy right now, okay? Because this, in some cases, won't be the truth. And when I'm saying in some cases, it's like 80% of the time, you're going to have people, maybe 70% of the time in this industry, it's a little bit different. They're going to tell you this. And the better you're going to become at those 2 things, plus running a proper discovery, plus becoming that person, the least amount of all this bullshit you'll have at the end. All right, guys, this is the end of this training. I see you on the other one. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye.